Hello everyone, thank you for viewing this channel. You are welcome once again. In this video I'm going to be drawing an ellipse using rectangular method, or what we call oblong method. Now there's a question. The question is right displayed on the screen now. The question says an ellipse has a major axis of 120 and a minor axis of 60. Draw the ellipse using rectangle method, or what we call oblong method. Now I'm going to start straight away by drawing this line first. I'm going to be drawing the major axis and the minor axis. So I'll pick a point on that line. We'll call that point A. Okay, you start with a thin line. All right, so I will measure for the major axis. The major axis is 120. Major axis is 120. So to centimeter, that will be 12. So we have this side as B. Okay, so the minor axis will be at the midpoint of the major axis. So every ellipse should have the major axis and the minor axis, so which is 6 at this point now. So I'm going to be drawing a vertical from that midpoint now. All right, so I will draw this. All right, so let me drop this line further this way. All right, so the minor axis is, we are told that is 60, so I will take 30 up, then 30 down this way. All right, so I will call this point C and this point D. So this is the major axis and the minor axis. So I'm going to be converting this now to a rectangle because we are told to use the rectangular method. So I will place it on this point C here now. Draw a horizontal line, then move it down to D. So I will draw another horizontal line at this point here now. So from the point A, this point A, I'm going to draw a vertical and ensure that it is perpendicular. So I have this, then move it to point B. So I'm gonna have this. All right, now so we have the rectangular box now. So the ellipse is going to be inside this rectangular box now. So I'm going to be showing us how we use the rectangular box to construct the ellipse. So I will call this midpoint E. All right, let's call this part F, and this part as G, yeah, H, and let's call this part I. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be dividing this ID into 4 equal parts, or better still, you can divide IH into 8 equal parts, but let's do it this way. Divide this into 4 equal parts by drawing this using the popular method of line division. Okay, so I believe everybody should know how to draw divide a line into equal parts using method of line division. So I'm dividing this into 4. That is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So we have this as 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I will join point 4 to D, join point 4 to D this way. So put my set square now this way, put my set square this way, and the ruler this way. So I'm going to slide it up, okay, to this way. So I'll slide to each of the points, okay, okay, have it this way. Have it this way, and then finally one at position 1. So we have it this way. All right, so we have it that way. So from each of the points here now, from each of these points now, I will erect a perpendicular or a vertical line to touch this line at the top here. So I'm going to have this. I want to ensure it is straight, so I will have it. I will have this. Move it to the next point. There. Alright, so I will have this. Alright, so I've divided this now. Alright, so the next thing is I'm going to be transferring what I have here now. I will transfer here because these are equal. Okay, this length here is equal to this one here, as you can see. So I will move it here now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and the other part there 4. So I'll produce this line. Up this way, produce this up this way. All right, so this way. All right, now so I will I'm going to call this part now. This is 1. Okay, I will say this is 2, and this is 3. All right, so I will call this side as well 1, this is 2, and this is 3 at this side now. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be dividing this AF and later transfer the division to every other part needed. Okay, necessary. So I will come this way, produce this line. So I'm doing method of line division here, so because I'm dividing AF. So I'm going to extend my compass, just pick this 1, 2, 3, and then 4 that way. So if I call this 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, join the fourth part, so this point A this way. Or I place this way. So I'll move the set square this way, just like I did in the other one there. So I will slide to each of the point there. I have this. Alright, slide. Don't forget your ruler should be behind, because the division has to be equal. The regular method of line division is what I'm doing here now. Alright, so you have this now. Alright, now so what we have here, I will just take my set square here and now just produce the line from each of these points, this point, and this point. Now produce the horizontal line across this way. Okay, so you have it this way. So you draw this. Okay, then go to the next one. So you have this. All right, so I'm going to do same here. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to transfer this now into this place here. So I will just pick any of the division. Okay, this division now come this way. So I'm going to be transferring that here now. Okay, you can see that. So 1, or if you so wish, you can also do the method of line division at this part. Okay, all right, so take note of that point there. So just draw as well this way. All right, so we have this division this way now. So what I'm going to do, I will call this point now. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. All right, so I will come this way now. This is 3, this is 1, this is 2, this is 1. So at this other part to label accordingly 1, 2, 3. All right, then 3, 2, and then 1 that way. So the next thing I'm going to do, from each of these point here, the minor axis here, I would radiate lines to touch 1 here at both right and left, at both at this side and at this side. So if I start with this, draw this thin line, let it be thin line, produce this, then to point 3 now, produce this. All right, I will do same at this other side here. This way, this way, this way. All right, so I will do same for D. So come to this way, radiate lines to 1, 2, 3, 2, and then 3. Then come to this other side, 1, 2, 3, from point D. All the lines will converge at D. Then come this way, you have this, then point 3, you have this. All right, so I hope you can see that now. Now the next thing we are going to do, this is very vital, I want you to pay attention at this point now. All right, we are going to be getting our point now. We can either start with C or D, okay, any one of my choice. So if I start with this, I'm going to draw a line from this point C to touch each of these numbers. Okay, if I draw to touch 1 here, and whatever it intercepts or it touches 1 here, like this one, and you can see this one, so you place your ruler this way, you can zoom the video to see that clearly. So this from C now passes through 1 here, and this is 1 here, you can see the line for 1. Okay, so you have that here. Okay, so meaning this is my first point here. All right, this is my first point. The of course the ellipse will pass through D. Okay, this is my first point. So the next one now, I will go to 2. So wherever I have line 2, this is line 2. Okay, so I'll go to 2 now. Okay, it must pass through point 2 and at C. Okay, make sure it's on C. You can see it's not yet on 2, so I will adjust my ruler, adjust this, adjust until it gets to 2, and until it's on C. You are checking 2 things at the same time. Okay, it must be on C and it must pass through point 2, and this is 2 here. Okay, so I will take note of this point, just have a dot there as our other point. Now next one is 3. Okay, so come this way. Okay, so it's very close to A, but it just have to let it pass through 3. So you can see now this is 3, this is C. So draw the line. So it's very close to this part here. So we have our C this way. I hope you get that now. So this is the point at this side, this side, this side, passing through D. Then I will do for this other side as well with C. Okay, so I will draw a line from C, pass it through 1. Okay, so go that way. This is my 1 here. Okay, that is the point. Okay, now you do for 2 now. From C, all the lines will converge at C. Okay, point 2 now. So this is the point. Okay, all right, now 3, passing through 3 and coming from C. Okay, all right, just like we have it there. You can see it's close to this part here, so you can see this part. Okay, this is the part here, of course passing through B, and this passing through A. Now we do for D. Now I just finished C now, so now for D now at this side, draw a line passing through 1, and it will meet line 1 here. Okay, so it's very easy to do. So go this way, you can see where it touches this line 1. Okay, so that means when you are numbering your point or your division, it has to correspond. You have to number in such a way that the radiating lines must correspond. Now it passes through 2 and until it gets to 2 here. So this is point 2 now. Okay, then go to 3, passes through 3, and this is point 3 now. I hope you can see that point. So you can see now comes like this, passing through C. Now let's do for this other side now. So you draw this until you get to 1. So this is the 1. Okay, so you have it at that point now. Then 2. Okay, this is point 2 at this point here. Okay, then finally 3. Okay, so we have this 3 now. Okay, so you have it here. All right, so you are going to take your French curve now, or flexible curve, or anything flexible like broom. Okay, you can join these points now. We join these points now, which is going to be forming our ellipse. So I bring in my French curve now. I will make sure you draw the turning point first this way, draw for this side, come to this other side. Okay, okay, then I'll draw this part. This way, then I come this way now, produce this. All right, then I'll draw for this part. Okay, then finally these parts. Okay, so we have our ellipse neatly drawn out now. All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. If you haven't subscribed, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you in my next video. Keep practicing. God bless you.